Hey, I'm Alice Kluge and I'm here with a weekly update for the Victoria real estate market, June 11th, 2018. So the numbers are out for this week of the Victoria real estate market, and I just want to quickly go over them and give my thoughts and just talk about the general market in general and the climate that we're experiencing right now. So for net unconditional sales, we're at 215 so far. Last year for June 2017, it was 1,008 sales. So we're a little bit behind. Last year breaks down to about 45 sales a day, and right now we're roughly around 19 sales a day. So sales are a little bit slower. New listings, we have 443 so far come to market for June 2018. Last year we had a total of 1,358 new listings come to market. So this is pretty much in line with last year. It's not going too far on either side of the scale of lots of listings or barely any listings. It's kind of middle of the road, so that's fine. Active listings are what interest me because this is going to signify the market maybe balancing or turning even possibly down the road into a buyer's market. The active listings so far this month are 2,460 listings sitting on the market. So that's listings on the MLS for the Victoria general area. So last year the total for the whole month was 1,915. So that's a roughly 28% increase in sales sitting on the market, and we're not even at the end of June yet, so I suspect that number will climb once we see more new listings coming to the market. I would watch that number. I'll update it next week as well, and we'll see how far along we are, but I was reading somewhere that it's almost like a 5-year high, the amount of listings that are coming to market. So it is definitely a change, and perhaps it's the change you've been waiting for. I know home sellers were enjoying the low inventory because it was keeping their housing prices really high and it was generating bidding wars. But for you buyers out there, that is a good sign because there's more choice for you. And there's less competition, right? There's more houses to go around and for you to try and purchase, which is nice. You know, it's less stressful that way for sure. So those are the numbers. 2 articles I saw this week. One was from the Times Colonist and one was from the Globe and Mail. The Times Colonist one was just basically talking about the statistics from the BCREA and the Real Estate Board. And the headline is Victoria Island home prices predicted to keep climbing at a slower rate. And I kind of disagreed with this. I read through the article and I see their numbers, but it doesn't really reflect what I'm experiencing as a realtor with my boots on the ground, you know, talking to other realtors, talking to buyers, talking to sellers. It just doesn't seem in line. The general consensus that I've been seeing is that people are having to talk to their clients about dropping prices, adjusting their expectations, and really just preparing for a cooler market. And, you know, especially saying it's going to keep climbing. This is the summertime. This is the summer market when it's supposed to be smoking hot, really busy, and it's not that. It's definitely not smoking hot and busy. You know, it's kind of cooling and there's still sales happening, but not at the same clip as last year. So I would probably throw this article in the trash, and I feel like I know it's coming from the real estate professionals of BC, like the top people, but I don't see where they're getting this from. I mean, as far as I can see, it's slowing and people are starting to have to adjust their prices downwards, so we know where that's going to lead to. Anyways, so toss that one out. This second one was from the Globe and Mail. It says, why aren't home prices falling? Home sellers won't have it. So it basically talks about how home sellers are going to keep the prices high because they're not willing to adjust their prices because they don't want to, which I just thought was really funny, and doesn't upset me. I just, you know, reading through the article, it goes through the median incomes and how many times more the housing prices are to the annual incomes. Like, for example, Vancouver, the median income is $92,000, and the average home price, which is like not a great house for $1 million, the average home price is about $1 million, and it's 12 times the annual income of the residents there. So I mean, we're more in line with the Toronto pricing. Toronto's benchmark home price is $766,000, and they're around the same annual income, which is about $92,000. So that's 8 times the annual income for a home price. And I think that's closer to what Vancouver Island is. We're definitely not as inflated as Vancouver. And I think our benchmark home price is roughly thereabouts the same as Toronto. So 8 times your annual income is basically what you can expect to spend on an average home in Victoria. Of course, there's less expensive and there's more expensive, but that's just kind of the middle of the road. But yeah, so anyways, this article also talks about how the new mortgage rules weren't expected to crash the market. They were just to keep people out of debt, which is really funny because Canada is extremely in debt. If you haven't been watching, consumer debt is at an all-time high, and it's just been climbing. So, you know, as I keep saying, the government regulations are too little and too late. Like, they knew that there was problems and they didn't fix them in time. I suspect, you know, well, I'm not going to go into why I suspect they would let the market get inflated, but you can come to your own conclusions on that. But anyways, and the main idea of this article is that home sellers are not willing to let the prices drop. And, you know, it's just funny because you can't even really say that with real estate. People have to buy and sell. It's, you know, it's housing. It's if you have a divorce or a death or you have to move, you have to sell. And if you list your home for, you know, a housing bubble price, like top of the bubble, because you want it to sell for that, well, that's great. But if you don't have any buyers offering and you have a time crunch or you have financial reasons to sell, you're going to drop your price. And when you drop your price, that causes the next person who's selling to have to drop their price. And it's like a domino effect, and that's how the market comes down. So to say that home sellers aren't willing to let the market fall, well, that's great, but it's kind of being put into the hands of the buyers now because they're the ones with the money and they're the ones, you know, their dollars are what, you know, helps people sell their homes. So it's a funny article. I would say it's a bit of a throwaway one, but I just think, you know, it sucks that this is what people have to go off of. You know, as consumers, you know, buyers, residents of Victoria, residents of BC, this is the kind of garbage that you have to go by, is these articles that I would say are almost written softly to try and trick people into keep buying, you know? Like the real estate board saying, oh, the prices are still going up, when they're not. They're kind of leveling off and cooling as we speak. You know, it's trying to foster that kind of confidence to keep people spending their money and keep the market going. But in reality, you know, even if the prices leveled off and, you know, home sellers didn't have such high home prices, you know what? It would be a more balanced market and a healthy market. And that's what we need right now because a lot of people can't afford a home at all. And so while it's great for home sellers, it's like being a buyer is really tough right now. And you're looking at spending a large chunk of your income every month just to service a mortgage because housing prices are so crazy and they're not in line with local incomes. So anyways, I would suggest people who are trying to keep in touch with this market and who are looking to buy or sell, you can read the news articles, but take them with a grain of salt and do some research and talk to realtors. You know, we're not going to trick you into doing anything. At least I won't. You know, you can trust me to be transparent with you at least. But, you know, talk to people, go to open houses, get the sense of how busy they are if you want to know if the market is truly going to go up or go down. It's pretty clear. If it's pretty quiet, then you can kind of tell what's happening. To me, it looks like it's pretty full of uncertainty, and that uncertainty is probably going to tip it to closer to a buyer's market or, you know, just a balanced market in general. But anyways, that's what I got for this week. And if you have any comments, you can always put them below, or you can email me direct. Or if you want to like this video, that would be awesome. Or you could subscribe if you really like it as well. Anyways, that's my opinion, and take it or leave it. Okay, bye.